Okay folks, here's a quick review of the Black Widow figure that was produced by Hasbro as a part of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series line of 6-inch scale action figures. This is part of the Captain America the Winter Soldier subline that included 2 pieces for the Mandroid Build-A-Figure. Okay, this has been a very tough figure to find in retail stores. Consequently, scalpers are having an absolute field day reselling this figure on the secondary market. Personally, I've only seen Black Widow twice in my area on retail store shelves, and fortunately, I was able to buy her both times. I did find it odd that Black Widow wasn't included as a part of the Walmart exclusive Avengers figure line that came out back in 2012, but now she can take her place among those figures in that previous lineup. Okay, the joints on the figure, they did move pretty well for the most part. Black Widow has articulation in the neck, shoulders, the upper biceps, the diaphragm, the hips, the knees, and the ankles. There is additional articulation just below the hips. The elbows and knees are double jointed, and the ankles also have a rocker joint. The head does move 360 degrees as well as up and down, but the upward motion is limited due to the hair being made of a hard plastic. The wrists on this figure, they also spin 360 degrees, but there is no hinge joint. And I also think it's a nice likeness of how Scarlett Johansson appeared in both the Avengers as well as Captain America the Winter Soldier. Now, I was disappointed to discover that, just like Baron Zemo, Black Widow has non-removable guns in the double holster that you see her wearing. I'm of the opinion that if a figure has a holster with a gun inside of it, that the gun should be removable, especially when you start talking about figures in this 6-inch scale. Also, the straps on the figure, they don't appear to hold on to the gun belt like they should. So I'm assuming that the figure was produced like that to preserve the articulation options in the hip area. Paint apps on the figure, they were done pretty well for the most part. I did find some overspray on her left thumb, but nothing else beyond that. And it should also be noted that the shield logos on her shoulders also came out well. And I'll show you what those look like later on in the review. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'm going to give you a closer look as to what Black Widow looks like. Okay. Alright, as I said, Black Widow did come with some accessories, as well as 2 pieces for the Mandroid Build-A-Figure, so let me take a break here, and I'm going to show you what those all look like. There was no figure stand included in the package, but there are peg holes in her feet, and that will allow you to use a figure stand if you so choose. Okay, first up, here's the alternate Black Widow head that features the more recent Captain America the Winter Soldier hairstyle. Now, of the 2 heads included, I think I prefer the Avengers version just a little bit more, but I'm glad that Hasbro chose to give us the option to be able to interchange the heads. Now, like the masked version of Winter Soldier's head, you can still get 360 degree movement in the neck area, but the up and down motion is a bit more limited due to the long hair being made of an unyielding plastic. Okay, next up, here are some alternate hands. Okay, these hands were shaped to hold handguns, but unfortunately, there were no pistols included with this figure, so you're going to have to supply handguns from another figure, or possibly buy some more from an alternate website. I suggest using the same type of pistols that came with Deadpool, maybe even possibly Nick Fury. These pegs do feel a bit fragile, so be careful when swapping these hands out on this figure. Okay, and finally, here are the included pieces for the Mandroid Build-A-Figure that came with Black Widow, his torso, and a shoulder-mounted cannon. The torso is the same design as the Ironmonger Build-A-Figure torso, it's just color gray instead of blue, but we also get a prominent addition of a shield logo on the front. Okay, what I'm going to do now is a quick 360 of Black Widow for you and let you see what she looks like from all sides. So here she is from the front. Here she is from the left-hand side. Here is Black Widow from the rear. Here she is from the right-hand side. And as promised, here's a close-up look of the shield logos on the shoulders of this figure. And finally, here we are once again facing forward. So overall, I have to say that I like this figure quite a bit. It's a nice likeness of Scarlett Johansson, and it offers good posing options. What I don't like is that there were no handguns included, and that bothers me quite a bit. Still, as I said at the beginning of the review, it does fit in nicely with an Avengers or Captain America Winter Soldier movie figure collection. So therefore, Black Widow gets a great recommendation from me. In spite of the problems that I ran into with this figure, I feel that she's definitely worth picking up if you're lucky enough to find her in retail stores. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.